Hey, Black Belt News Network, it's Todd. I am sitting next to Chuck Sykes, formerly the director of Wildlife and Freshwater Fisheries. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
This is the first time I've actually shaken your hand and you not be the director of Wildlife and Freshwater Fisheries.
Yeah, I was there 12 and a half years, been retired for about 3 months now.
Wow. So what are some of the things, let's just get right into the things you did as the director that you're most proud of and accomplishments that you made while you were there? What, in your thoughts, in your words?
Well, Todd, when I first started, when Gunner Guy was a commissioner, when he hired me, I knew nothing about state politics. I knew nothing about the department. So that first year or so was just learning. And thankfully, when I came in, there was some really solid tenured staff there that helped me along the way. Without Fred Harders, who was my assistant director, and Wanda McCullers, who was my administrative assistant. Without them two, I probably wouldn't have made it through. But they helped me get my feet under me and learn the ways of the world as far as the state goes. And once I got established, then I could start looking at just common sense questions that I had on how we can do things better, how we can serve the public better, and how we can serve the resource better. And I guess my most proud accomplishment would be putting my staff in a position where they could succeed.
That's a good one too. And then one of the things too that I want everybody to understand is that when you were doing this, you were looking at it as a wildlife biologist who wants to not only save the resource but do the best thing for the people that were under you. In all the years we've talked, never once did you say anything that was contrary to taking care of your people.
Well, I was a hunter a long time before I was a biologist. I was a biologist a long time before I was a director. So I was looking at things through several different lenses. And the bottom line is we have to protect the resource.
Yeah.
Secondly, I need to take care of my people. And then third is worry about everything else. So protecting the resource, using the scientific-based solutions as a foundation, putting my people in positions for them to succeed where they can do their job. And then my job was basically trying to maneuver the politics and the bureaucracies to help them get things accomplished on the ground.
The fun part.
Yeah, the fun part.
Right.
But we did a lot of good things. When I first met you, you were working for Big Daddy and doing the radio show.
Yeah, as a matter of fact. And you started
that one of the things that I'm extremely proud of is the SOA program.
Yes.
And the adult mentored hunting program.
Right.
And was with you and your dad when both of y'all killed your first deer on our adult mentored hunt at Cedar Creek SOA, which was our first SOA.
Yep, and the first mentored hunt.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's talk about that just a second. Yeah. That is the site where I got my first deer, and they have named it after you. Tell me about that a little bit.
It was very unexpected and very overwhelming. They didn't need to do that, but I am very grateful and appreciative. But that was our first SOA and our first mentored hunt location. And
a lot of memories there.
Now the sign has changed. It'll be there forever. So
right there on 41 between Selma and Camden, closer to Camden actually, but yeah.
Yep, so that was a big deal. And so those are some things that, you know, after I'd been there 2 or 3 years and we could start looking at big picture things, those are the things that I'm really, really proud of, because that's going to be there from now on.
Yeah, and I mean, you acquired quite a bit of land for folks who like to hunt.
We did while I was there. I think we acquired a little more than 50,000 acres.
Yeah.
And some of it right there in the Black Belt, in the best of the
Some
best.
of the best hunting, yeah. And the good thing about it is it's that's protected land that's going to be there for people, for the public to hunt.
Public opportunity in perpetuity. I mean, that's a legacy that I am extremely proud of.
And of course, Sid has been your right-hand man ever since.
He has been with me through the whole process. He was there when he found your first deer.
That's
when
right, he did.
Brady couldn't find it. So, he has made the transition from state worker now to NGO world. So it's all good.
I know how many interviews that we did in the studio, and he was sitting right there next to me.
He does not think I can accomplish anything without his assistance or supervision. That's just
that's right.
just the way it is.
And how's he adjusting to private life?
Oh my goodness, he loves farm life.
Yeah.
You asked me why I left. If this wasn't enough, where we're sitting, that I can be here every day on the family farm. Sid likes it. He gets to go feed cows every morning and bark at the donkeys and chase squirrels in the yard. And he has adjusted to it. My new staff came down about 2 months ago when we had a retreat, and they brought him a collar that says Chief of Staff.
How cool.
So, he's adjusted to the new life pretty well.
What is like a day like for Chuck Sykes now?
Well, I get up, I go to the gym, work out for a little while, come back, check cows with Daddy for a couple hours, and then about 8 o'clock, I'm on the computer, and of course conference calls and meetings with staff and things like that pretty much throughout the day. So it's the stress level went from up here to down here.
Right.
A lot more relaxed, still important things going on and a lot of work. But I told somebody the other day, I went to my first conference with all of my old colleagues, and they said, what has been the most enjoyable thing so far? And this is going to sound crazy, but I can actually think about something, do it, reflect on it, make some changes, and finish it in a day. I can get more done in 4 hours right now than I could in 4 or 5 days working for the state. Right. Because when you're there at the office, you have a list of things that you want to do, and you're constantly putting out fires, constantly moving, and at the end of the day, you look and it's like, crap, number one is still on my list.
Right, I understand.
Well, with what I'm doing now, I can have my list, and I can get it done, and I can do it really well. So that's been probably the most enjoyable part of moving from state life to this NGO was I can do things really well and just concentrate on what I need to be doing, not be spread so thin.
What are some of the things that y'all are doing to actually help to promote?
That's for someone like yourself that is not in our world. The council is probably the most important organization for hunters and shooters and wildlife in general that no one knows about. And it was set up that way, basically. It was set up, I think the bylaws and stuff were done in around 2010. So it's a young organization, only about 15 years. But the main job of the council is to promote hunting and shooting and to educate the public on the benefits that hunters and shooters provide for conservation.
And that's something we talked about a bunch, so yeah.
A bunch, so this is in my wheelhouse. This is what we did at the state. Now that's all I have to concentrate on. So my staff, got a really, really good staff. They will, well, for example, this week, Justin Grider, all right, who is over all the mentored hunts and all, he's our R3 coordinator for the state. My staff is teaching about 20 people that Justin has brought in on good R3 techniques, metrics on how to make sure what you're doing is doing the job,
Right.
that you're not just spending money and patting yourself on the back saying I'm doing a good job. You're actually following through, and you're still hunting now after all of those years of you coming to our mentored hunt. So that was a success. So we want to make sure. So my staff does a ton of training with states and NGOs on best management practices based on scientific study,
Right.
on what motivates people to do what they do, how to change their motivations just a little bit. If like they're a fisherman and you want them to go to the shooting range. So things like that, that's one of the main things that we do. We're basically a facilitator. We're getting the R3 professionals together from across the country where we can share best management practices to make a bigger impact on scale, not just what's going on in Alabama, but what's going on in Alabama and Wyoming and Georgia and Massachusetts, all over. So my staff do a lot of behind the scenes work. You don't see them out front. That's why a lot of people do not know what the council is, because it's a behind the scenes organization.
Yeah, you're not dealing directly with the public, so
we're not.
They would never know.
We're not.
Yeah.
We're helping state agencies and NGOs like National Wild Turkey Federation, Ducks Unlimited, Pheasants Forever, organizations like that have a vested interest in creating more hunters and more shooters. We're helping everybody stay on the same page where you're not doing one-off. You know, there's somebody doing something over here, somebody doing something over there that are not complementing each other. So my team is outstanding at making sure that we're moving the needle, not just doing one-off events. Was fortunate enough to serve on a lot of boards throughout my tenure with the state, and one of them was the International Hunter Education Board, where you had to take your hunter ed course to be able to get your license to go hunting. Well, I served on that board for about 8 years. And I was also on the council board for years. And the interesting thing about that board now as the executive director is the diversity of the people that's on there. There's 6 state directors like I used to be that's on there. So given the state perspective. There's the CEO of the National Shooting Sports Foundation, Archery Trade Association, Hunter Education Association, and then also some very influential, you can call them critter groups. The CEO of Ducks Unlimited, the CEO of National Wild Turkey Federation, the CEO of Quail and Pheasants Forever. It is a very, very strong board who all have a vested interest in promoting hunting and shooting and the benefits that hunters and shooters have on wildlife management. So it's an incredible group of board members that I get to work for now that are all passionate about it and all want to see us succeed. So that's really positive for me and my staff, is having the support of those board members that really want to see the council do great things in the future.
Well, and we talked about, I wanted to talk about any way people could help or get involved. You said it's still kind of in its infancy, but
it is. Our organization has never worked that way where private individuals could take part, but times have changed. And we are looking at that, and probably by the end of this month, I know by Christmas, we will have a way for private individuals who like our mission, who like what we do and want to support. We're going to have opportunities for them to do that. And I know you'll have at the bottom of the screen our website, and you can put my contact information on there. And if people have a question, all they've got to do is reach out. I mean, it's a great organization. Again, it's the most beneficial hunting and shooting organization that no one knows anything about.
Give me the website real quick.
It's an abbreviation.
Okay.
The organization is Council to Advance Hunting and the Shooting Sports. So the website is CAHSS.org, O-R-G.
And your email is Chuck at?
Is Chuck at CAHSS.org.
And those were already on the bottom of the screen. And once again, any last thoughts, wrap ups about what you're doing now, your thoughts about your previous life as state employee?
It's 30 years ago, as a 30-year-old biologist, you'd have never convinced me I'd have worked for the state of Alabama for 12 and a half years.
Mm-hmm.
And you definitely wouldn't have told me I'd have worked for a NGO that's based out of Washington, D.C. So what I can say is never say never. Always keep your options open and trust that God has a plan for you, and follow your passion. I mean, who would have known as a 17-year-old kid here in Choctaw County, Alabama, taking their friends that you met at Auburn hunting and teaching them how to hunt? Fast forward quite a few decades, that's what I would be doing now. This will be the capstone of my career as biologist and state director, is hopefully leading the council into bigger and better things in the future to help promote hunting and shooting and wildlife management. That before this house was built, there was there was a guy and his wife lived here when I was a kid, and then when they left, Daddy turned it into a barn, and when I was in college, got a little tumors acorn and planted it right there, and that is an original tumors oak before they died. This is an original from the campus.
I'll be darned. How many people know about that?
Not too many.